going on, everybody? Welcome back into TTP Sports. And as we are still recuperating from whatever the hell just fucking happened last night with that whole Eagles fiasco, there was Phillies baseball being played. And the Phillies, they split the first two games in Milwaukee, and they have a chance to tomorrow to take the series with Aaron Nola on the bump. But that is also an Aaron Nola where he struggles in the month of September, so we don't know how that is going to turn out. But Zack Wheeler today, awesome, really good. Home runs, Nick Castellanos, Bryce Harper getting a 2-run shot, and a little bit of luck, a little bit of insurance at the end by Kyle Schwarber. Trey Turner always helps at the end of the day. But we go to yesterday's game, offense, not good really much. Had a lot of hits, had a lot of runners on, did not get many hits with runners on. And then Ranger Suarez, I don't really know how to judge it because it's definitely better than what he's given us in the past couple of starts, but still nowhere close to good enough, in my opinion. Just still, just really prone to breaking down. And that's been my main issue with Ranger Suarez, to where he was normally cool, calm, and collected, bend, don't break type of pitcher. And then the anomaly that was the first half of the season where he was just completely dominant. But right now, he is bend and break. So when he gets pressure on him, he has been breaking, and it's really not the best. He went 5 innings, allowed 3 earned runs. The bullpen definitely wasn't the best yesterday either. Jose Alvarado got tacked on for a couple of runs for the first time in a little bit. Banks, he allowed a run. So the game definitely was still in reach before he went to the bullpen, but that definitely didn't help cases at all. Runners in scoring position yesterday definitely was a major issue. You went 1 for 9 in that specific scenario. And even today, with runners in scoring position, you went 2 for 9. So not better, but the home run ball definitely helped in that factor. Also, Zack Wheeler being Zack Wheeler, that always helps at the end of the day. He goes 7 dominant innings. Fantastic stuff. 7 innings, 4 hits, no walks, 1 earned run, and 6 strikeouts on 99 pitches. Honestly, if you wanted to go to the 8th inning, I wouldn't have been shocked. But your bullpen does the job. Matt Strom allows a base runner, strikes out to 24 pitches, and Jeff Hoffman gets the final inning done only on 9 pitches. So that is always good at the end of the day. A lot of strikeouts on the Phillies offensive side. Brewers pitching, I believe they had 16 strikeouts on the day in total. So there were quite a few strikeouts today. Quite a few. And if you're looking at the lineup, Kyle Schwarber, he was 2 for 5. A little bit of luck in there with the RBI. Trey Turner, he was 3 for 5. Bryce Harper, 1 for 5 with the 2-run shot, which was used to break the 1-1 tie. Nick Castellanos, he went 1 for 3 with a solo shot. He absolutely crushed that one. Bryson Stott, 1 for 4. JT, not the best day at the plate. He went over 4 with 4 strikeouts. Brandon Marsh, he went 1 for 4. Edmundo Sosa, he went 1 for 3. Cal Stevenson, 0 for 2. And then Weston Wilson pinched hit for him. And then Johan Rojas came into the game, and his only at bat, he walked, which led to an insurance run in the top of the 9th inning, which is always nice to see. Basically just then that, but from there, just dominant pitching perspective on the Phillies side. Zack Wheeler was just that good. He was that good. He was that locked in. And hey, magic number for the NL East is now down to 4, and the magic number to clinch a postseason berth is now down to 1. So win one more game, or a combination of other losses in there, you clinch a postseason berth, and then, whenever happens with the NL East happens with the NL East. Also got some help today with the Los Angeles Dodgers absolutely just getting shit smacked by the Miami Marlins. That definitely was not expected. They lost 11-9. So even what I would contemplate that as a shit smacking, because their pitching got absolutely swacked all over the day against Miami. So that helps in terms of bye week separation there. So that's always helpful at the end of the day. And if you look at the bye week overall, since you got this win against the Milwaukee, that separation between them and you goes back to 4, and now the separation between you and the Dodgers is at 2. So that is always helpful at the end of the day. But you also didn't get help from the Braves and the Mets, because they've won the past 2 days against Cincinnati and Washington. So really not helpful in that regard. It kind of sucks at the end of the day, Braves and the Mets and the Nationals, they went to extra innings last night. Mets ended up winning that in the bottom of the 10th inning. And then the Mets, they absolutely just curb stomped Washington. Same thing with the Braves. They just been beating the Cincinnati Reds up there. So Can't really rely on that when they're playing those caliber of teams, but it would be nice to get some help at the end of the day. But you control your own destiny as well, and you manage to get a win right here in the first 2 games, and you do have a chance to win this series tomorrow. I would love to see a really good Aaron Nola performance tomorrow. I would just love it just for the month of September, for the Nola everything. Just figure out a way to have a good start tomorrow. I am just begging that from Aaron Nola. Begging, begging, begging. So, if we look at the totality of this game to see how everything transpired, top of the second inning, Nick Castellanos leads off with the solo shot. Beautiful stuff there. Oh, yeah, there was also going to, I believe it was in the third inning. It was in the third inning. It was the Trey Turner caught stealing. That was the worst call I've ever seen in my fucking life. The fact that he was called out on the play, and the fact that the replay review didn't overturn it at all. Are they trying to, say that there's not a good enough angle to tell if his hand got tagged or something like that? It seemed pretty obvious, and both teams were kind of thinking to yourselves, okay, this is probably going to get overturned because both teams were staying on the field. The Brewers left the field. They came back onto the field because they thought it was going to get overturned when looking at the replay on the scoreboard. Somehow that does not get overturned. Somehow that does not get overturned. You see the reaction from the Phillies broadcast. They're absolutely mind-boggled on how it's not overturned, because it kind of did look a little bit more obvious than not that the tag was completely missed. So that was annoying at the end of the day. Definitely was there. Offensively, Brewers, they get on the board in the bottom of the fourth after William Contreras gets a single, and then Mitchell gets a triple to tie the ball game up. Game stays tied for another inning until Bryce Harper, after Kyle Schwarber with like a swinging bunt, manages to beat that out. Then Bryce Harper hits the 2-run shot to dead center field, gives the Phillies a 3-1 lead, so that was nice to see. Castellanos, then Bryson Stott got on base, but the Phillies were not able to score as the Brewers went to the bullpen there. Top of the 7th inning, Edmundo Sosa leads off with a double, and then Kyle Schwarber with the weirdest single I've ever seen in my goddamn life lines the ball, comebacker right to the pitcher. It ricochets off his foot, and then since the second baseman and the first baseman for the Brewers, they were going in completely different directions because I guess they thought the pitcher was going to make the play there. So first baseman goes to first, second baseman goes to second, and then the ball just ricochets in between those guys, goes a little bit into the outfield, and a run scores because of that, and Schwarber is safe at first. So hey, we'll take that luck any day of the week right there. Trey Turner did manage to single, but the Phillies did not get an extra run in that inning. Zack Wheeler doing Zack Wheeler things basically throughout the entire game. His stuff was on point today. And then the Phillies get that insurance run in the top of the ninth after Rojas walks. He steals second base, and then Trey Turner with the 2-out RBI knock right there. And that's basically it from that perspective there. So, you got 1 win here, 1 loss, and if we're looking at the pitching matchup tomorrow, we know we have Aaron Nola on the bump, and the Phillies, they will be facing Freddie Peralta. That is going to be a tough day at the office right there. Freddie Peralta is absolutely fucking nasty. And just looking at Freddie Peralta's last couple of games, he went 5 innings against the Diamondbacks, only allowed 1 earned run. Then he went 4 2/3 against Colorado, allowed 3 earned runs. He went 5 1/3 against the St. Louis Cardinals, allowed 3 earned runs. 6 innings against the Giants, no earned runs. 5 innings against the Cardinals, no earned runs. So Freddie Peralta is a really good, nasty pitcher in this league. So we'll see where it takes us. Even though his numbers per month definitely don't look the best, but he is a very, 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 very nasty pitcher. So definitely probably will give the Phillies some fixtures tomorrow, but who knows, because the Phillies struggled against Frankie Montas today for a little bit, on the strikeout perspective. Maybe they knock in 7 against fucking Freddie Peralta, but that all depends on what Aaron Nola does too. That all depends on what Aaron Nola does too, because his last couple of outings, not been good. Have not been good at all. The game against the Miami Marlins, 4 2/3, 4 earned runs, and against the Mets, where he let the 2 3-run shots in the 5th inning after no-hitting the Mets through 4. So that was annoying there at the end of the day. So Aaron Nola just needs to have a good start going here. Definitely needs that overall. He needs it. He needs it. And the Phillies I would like, even though the Phillies did get the tiebreaker win over the Brewers today, So they won 4 games so far of this season series, so that is the tiebreaker right there. So they don't have to worry about anything right there in terms of tiebreakers. So that is really crucial when it comes to these bye week standings because you have the tiebreaker over the Dodgers and the tiebreaker over the Brewers. So because you won the season series against both of those teams, so that really helps in terms of if there is a tie in that scenario. But would be crucial to get a series win, especially against the team that is leading the NL Central, and they are trying to clinch the division. I believe their magic number is like 2 or 1 or something like that. It really depends on what the Cubs are doing. And I'm not sure if the Cubs have done anything in terms of preventing that. They just lost to Oakland tonight, so I wonder if that knocks down the Brewers' magic number back to 1 or something like that. I have no idea. But hey, control your own destiny. The Brewers are definitely going to be trying to clinch that division tomorrow, and they're going to be definitely still fighting for a bye week right there. So, got to keep winning. Got to keep winning. Right now, you get the best record in baseball once again, 91-60. That's 2 games better than the Dodgers, 3.5 better than the Yankees, 4 better than the Brewers, and 4.5 better than the Guardians, 5 better than the Padres. The Orioles really fell off there. Jesus, they're 84-67. They really fell off in terms of the best record-wise right there. So that is definitely intriguing at the end of the day. And in terms of your separation in the NL East standings, 8 games above the Mets, 10 games above the Braves. So we'll see where that goes. Oh, did the Braves lose? No, the Braves did end up losing to Cincinnati. What the hell? It says they lost 3 in a row. So did they end up losing yesterday to Cincinnati? Yes. Oh, they lost today. Jesus Christ. They did end up losing. What the hell? What the hell? Ended up losing. I did not expect that at all. I did not expect that. Last time I saw, they were winning 5-1, so I guess the Braves blew it. Yep, Braves blow a 4-run lead and lost in a costly 6-5 loss to the Reds. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! So I want to see this game break out. How the hell did they blow it? When did they blow it? So obviously they went up 5-1. They blew it in the 6th and the 7th inning. Holy hell! Jesus Christ! Jesus! So that's what the Braves are doing there. And I guess if I'm looking at the standings, wild card perspective wise, where are those standings at in terms of everything? The Mets have the 3rd wild card spot locked up pretty much right now. They're 2 games ahead of the Braves. So, and that series that the Braves and the Mets have next week is definitely going to determine what happens with that wild card spot and who makes the playoffs and doesn't make the playoffs. So that in turn will be a huge series on that. And the Mets, they're a half game behind the Arizona Diamondbacks for that 2nd wild card spot, and they're 3 games behind the Padres. So the Padres at this point most likely have that 1st wild card spot locked down. So, yeah, we'll see. When do the Mets? I think the Mets play the Braves the series after the 4-gamer against the Phillies, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what happens. I think that's what's going to happen. They do play tomorrow against the Nationals, and they play at 7 o'clock at Jose Quintana, going up against DJ Hertz. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not really guaranteeing anything about the Mets losing to the Nationals. They definitely can, but I'm not guaranteeing anything there. Let's see. Yeah, they got the 4 games against the Phillies, obviously, this weekend. 3 of those are on national television. And then they got the 3 games against the Braves. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a series that decides everything. And then they also got a 3-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Brewers are still definitely going to be trying to get a bye week at that point. So there definitely is some things. It's not going to be set in stone, but it could be set in stone after that Braves series next week, but it's really depending on everything. Who did the Braves play this weekend? That's also a very crucial thing right there. Who do the Braves play? They play Miami, so not guaranteeing anything right now. Not guaranteeing anything because they just blew a 4-run lead against the Reds, so nothing is guaranteed with the Braves right now. They're just insanely banged up, so really can't, even though they've been fighting until the very end at this point, still, it's hard to judge the Braves because of how injured they are. You know what I mean? What else? So yeah, got this game tomorrow against Milwaukee, series finale. For some reason, I'm still on the Braves schedule. Yep. So then we got the 4 games against the Mets. Like I said, 3 of those are on national television. Thursdays on Fox, Fridays on Apple TV, and then Sundays on ESPN. And if we're looking at the pitching matchups for this weekend, Taijuan Walker is actually returning to the rotation, so that's going to be annoying on Thursday. He's going up against Luis Severino. And then Friday will be Christopher Sanchez up against David Peterson, so that'll be a rematch of Sunday's game. And then Ranger Suarez will go up against Sean Manaea, and then Zack Wheeler will be on Sunday Night Baseball against a to-be-determined pitcher for the Mets. So right now, magic number is down to 4 to clinch the NL East, and say we win tomorrow, that number will go down to 3, and say if the Mets lose, that'll be down to 2. So realistically, best case scenario, the Phillies could clinch by Thursday the NL East. So we'll see how everything goes. We'll see how everything goes there, but you need to win tomorrow. You definitely need to win tomorrow in order for that to happen. So, so right now it's at 4. Just trying to go by everything here. So yeah, it'll be down to 3 tomorrow actually if you win. Right now it's at 4, and then say the Mets don't win, you win on Thursday, that goes down to 1, and then you win on Friday, you clinch the division and everything like that. So it'll definitely help. It'll definitely help, but I'm not guaranteeing anything tomorrow right now with the September version of Aaron Nola. Not guaranteeing anything right now at all. At all. I do want to see if there's anything here in terms of post-game. I'm not sure if there is. Let's see. Got some interesting stats right here. Phillies are 91-60 overall, 39-34 on the road, 65-40 versus the National League, and 11-4 in the month of September after their 5-1 win against the Brewers. This is the most regular season wins for the Phillies since 2011. They can clinch a playoff spot tomorrow, according to Major League Baseball, and the magic number is down to 4. So interesting stuff here. Juan Soto just hit his 40th bomb tonight. He is going to get a major payday in the offseason. Hopefully it's by the Phillies. Hopefully it's by the Phillies. So, okay, here's everything in terms of magic number right here. This is from Bird Gang on Twitter. Phillies magic number update. To make the playoffs, magic number is 1. To clinch the NL East, the magic number is 4. And to clinch a first-round bye, magic number is 7. So, and I'm sure the first-round bye is also combined with Dodgers and Brewers losses. That's what I would assume right there. So I would assume any combination of Phillies wins, Brewers losses, Dodgers losses. So that would help at the end of the day. Definitely there. So just take care of your own business, and that's all you got to do right here. Interesting stuff. We do have a voicemail here on the Anytime hotline. I did figure out the issue with the audio last night. For some reason now the audio is split, because usually when I was doing the audio, it came out of the same thing like that does the audio with the mic on the sound mixer. But for now, for some reason on OBS, it just split itself, so I have no idea how that happened. But I don't mind it. I figured it out, so it works now. So we can actually listen to you talk and everything there. So let's get to the Anytime hotline. Let's get to Sean's voicemail. See what he has to say about this Phillies win tonight.
As a Philadelphia sports fan, Armadeo, after that collapse last night, we needed this Phillies victory today. First of all, got to throw it out there. Catch the damn ball, Saquon. Okay, let's move on. Wheeler did what an ace of a staff is supposed to do. Go out there and dominate. The one thing you didn't want in this series was to get swept. So you come out of there with something, with a chance to win tomorrow. Don't have a lot of confidence in Aaron Nola, but he might surprise me. Kyle Schwarber with a couple big at-bats. Johan Rojas, give him credit. I mean, a rare walk. And when he gets on base, the kid can wreak havoc. Nice win for the Phillies. Well-played game. Solid job by Strom and Hoffman in relief. Nice win. Dodgers lose. You pick up another game on home field advantage. Good night all around.
Yeah, overall, good night. And I think Phillies fans definitely needed that, or Philadelphia fans needed that win just after what happened with the Eagles, but I think it's going to take a little bit for Eagles fans to recover until next week. Definitely with that case. But yeah, overall good stuff. I do see your comment in here saying that you're a little concerned about Nola. I'm not concerned about the overallness of Aaron Nola. This is just what Aaron Nola is in the month of September. I have no idea why. It's just been like this his entire career. And he has been proven that he can get over that September hump. And once you get, boom, right into the playoffs, he was different. Because that happened in 2022 in the wild card series and against the Braves as well. He was very good in 2022. Yeah, he fell off a little bit against the Padres in the Astros. But that, I guess, was kind of expected at the end of the day because that's the first time he's ever pitched that deep into a season. And then for last year, very good game in the wild card against the Marlins, very good against the Braves, very good in the first game against the Diamondbacks in the NLCS. And then game 6 happened, but still, I'm not worried about that aspect from Aaron Nola. It's just that what version of Aaron Nola are you going to get in the month of September, which is, yeah, pretty concerning on that front. But the overall picture of Aaron Nola, I'm not concerned about. Ranger, yeah, that definitely is another story. Ranger is another story because just doesn't look right. Doesn't look right. Doesn't have that same oomph. Doesn't have that same pizzazz that he had in the first half. And I wasn't expecting him to get back to that first half dominant self. Just be typical Ranger Suarez, cool, calm, and collected, and bend, don't break, basically. Basically how you describe what the Eagles' defense is supposed to be under Vic Fangio. Bend, don't break. And that's the most frustrating kind of defense to watch in the fucking world. But when Ranger Suarez does it, it's really fun to watch. But, no, it's not been fun watching Ranger Suarez, and I really don't know how they're going to handle this going into the playoffs. He obviously is going to be the fourth starter, but I just don't know because Christopher Sanchez already shot up that rotation for game 3 at least, so I'm not confident at all in the Ranger Suarez predicament here. Maybe he can figure himself out in these final few weeks. I have no idea. Maybe when you start clinching everything and then you can get him some more rest, maybe that will help in that aspect. I have no idea. Maybe you just postpone his starts and just have him do bullpen sessions and then you can just rest him until the playoffs. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe call other people up to get some spot starts in there. I don't know what you do. I personally do not know what you do, especially if you're looking at that final week against the Cubs and against the Nationals. Maybe that's where you can get a lot of people some rest in that factor if you are clinched, with every scenario basically there. But I just don't know. I just don't know what you do with Ranger. I don't know. I don't know at all. And that's the tough thing there. That is the tough thing. Not sure what you do with Ranger Suarez. There's also an interesting stat right here that I saw from Phillies Tailgate. It's on Brandon Marsh specifically. I mean, I'm assuming this is before today's game. So Brandon Marsh's last 30 games, 89 at-bats, 28 hits, 5 home runs, 13 RBIs, 10 walks, 31 strikeouts, obviously, it's a Brandon Marsh thing. And then 2 stolen bases with a 315 average, a 386 on base, and a 551 slugging. So Brandon Marsh is figuring it out a little bit, which is nice to see. So yeah, overall, good win by the Phils. And basically, if you're looking at the series, yeah, the most thing you did have to win was win one game. So to get the tiebreaker against the Brewers. But since now you're in a position to win the series, go win the series. Go win the series. I would like to see what the offense could do against Freddie Peralta. I'm not confident in that slice because I think Freddie Peralta is just absolutely nasty. But if Aaron Nola can give you a good game, keep you involved, there's definitely a chance for you tomorrow. There 100% is. Go and see if you win a game. Go and see if you win a series here in Milwaukee. Keep that hot streak going. Keep the stretch of this month of September going. And keep winning games. Do some good stuff here. So, get closer and closer towards that NL East clinch, that bye-week clinch. You clinch your postseason berth tomorrow. Keep it going. Keep it going. So, think that'll do it for tonight, everybody. Definitely, probably should call it off right here because I am going to have to do some editing for Brodes after this. Last night I was up until 3 in the morning after doing all the Eagles stuff. And that's not a fault on anyone there. That's just because the game ended so late because I have to do my recap. He has to do the Bleacher Report and his own recap on top of that. So it was just a terrible situation overall, and also just me being stupid and stubborn and like, okay, I'm just gonna get this done now. That's basically what I do. But yeah, gonna end it off right here, everybody. Gonna go at it. So I appreciate you all here for tuning in as always. Corey, Sean, Dr. Drew, BJ. Appreciate you all here in the live chat. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. And also use the code TTPSPORTS. $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Do not pass it up. Appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. We'll see what happens tomorrow once the series concludes.